I'm impressed. You're almost human.
He hurt me, Konoko. Badly. If you try to move me, I will probably die. Goodbye, Shinatama.
Take her down. Use any means necessary.
I owe it to you to look after you however I can.
Burrow and his men. They're monsters. What am I?
You are who you have always been. The chrysalis can't change that.
Target acquired.
You'll pay for that. You'll all pay.
No one knows you better. I have wired her to the control system of this assault pod. You haven't got a chance. You never did.
Shinatama. I'm sorry.
Ah, hell no. Ain't gonna do that to my girl Shinatama like that. We gonna make. I'm gonna save you, Shinatama. Just gotta be super careful with these lasers, though. And they put a picture of it? That's effed up, man. Say, how do these things go? It goes left. Okay, it rebounds. It rebounds. Is there a safe spot? I can't tell if there is or not. I'm gonna just make a run for it.
Show me what you got.
And go on, Shinna. I don't have to jump, I can just run, huh? See that coward hiding behind that? Okay. Gonna have to jump it again. Ooh.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
Damn. Nice.
Level 1 security node defeated. Switching to level 2.
Oh, it comes in and out? That's BS. It comes in and out. So that means I gotta... Wait, no. Yup. Damn. Okay, at least I know I got a safe spot. Okay, it's doing the same trick. Rebound, rebound. It's doing the same rebound trick. Alright, I should have probably taken that turn to go. Take this one. That was close. Alright. Just in time. Oh boy, what is this gonna be? Why is it shooting? Okay, dodge. Oi. I got game, Shinatama, don't worry. How the hell did I get through that? Okay, let's make a run for it. And 3, 2. Wait till they cross back. Wait till it crosses back. Damn, how am I supposed to do this? So I gotta jump over. I roll under this one. So let's roll. Go back in. Remember, level 3 automatically starts off firing. Oh no. Cool.
Level 2 mode neutralized.
So I should just hit it right now while I'm here. Hit it right now. Alright, so I got that one. Right? No. No, I missed that one. Ran past. Alright. Come on! Something to keep in mind, the laser doesn't come on the wall. It doesn't come on the wall. Oh my god!
Level 2 mode neutralized.
Immediately hit it.
Level 3.
Immediately. It didn't go off this time. Why was it going off all those other times? Huh. Nice. The jump is what I'm concerned about. I gotta go in close. Just trigger it, dodge. Nice. Now I just gotta get this one on this side. Okay. They don't come to the wall. Keep that in mind.
Warning, target neutralization failed. Failed in symbiote organism present. Engaging Omega security mode.
Okay, now you lost me. Now you lost me. Don't make me do this.
Emergency override, Griffin Alpha Zero. Emergency override. No, stay back.
Get him. Get him, Shinatama. Get his ass. Get his ass. You done fucked up.
Oh, gotcha.
This is a bad idea. Put the gun down.
I'm a rogue agent, haven't you heard? Very dangerous. I'm exactly what you wanted me to be.
So, how does this end?
For you, badly.
That's your call. You
Badly.
can pull the trigger or you can walk away. It's up to you.
No! It was never up to me! You did this! You made my own uncle put this thing inside me! You lied to me! Betrayed me! You are a monster! And now, I'll take care of Murrow myself.
That was the only way that it could have went down. Only way. Get bent, bitch. Syndicate Mountain Compound. It's not over yet. Woo! A new technique. When standing in front of an armed opponent, press forward kick. Arm opponent with the kick to the face. That was the moves he did on him. Yeah, hell yeah. Alright. Infiltrate the mountain compound and unearth morals. Which, okay. You won't last long if you don't help yourself in the syndicate. Best weapon supply. Hello, who shot me? There's a lot happening right now. There was a lot happening, man. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, that felt good though. Getting rid of that Griffin hoe. Was it just forward and kick? Where do I go though? Overcharge that mark. Just tell me where to go. Let me fight, Muro. I don't need any weapons. Game is lagging like a mug. The game is lagging non-stop. I was afraid that this was gonna happen the deeper we go into the game. Nice. Start me off where I get sniped in the back. Cool. Get out of here. Yeah, it seems like the hypos are... They help a lot for defensive purposes. You take less damage while also doing more damage. This lag is ridiculous. I can barely see anything. This is absurd. This is absurd. I can barely see anything. There's no health up here. Don't pick up any weapon. You don't need no weapon. The weapon you want is already in the room. Don't bother. Sprint! Damn it, Konoko, sprint! No weapon. Just avoid the lag as much as possible. Did he not see me?
No, no, please, no.
I was blocking that like hell. Okay, there's nothing in here. Fuck it. Okay, both of these doors are locked. Just want to see where everything is at. This is where I came from. Never forget where you came from. Never forget where you came from. Okay. We're running my think tank here. Just want to find out where everything is at. Okay, there's a guy in here. Okay. There's a party in here. Alright. Avoid going in here, alerting everybody. You just alerted everybody. Everybody got alerted. That's fine. Everybody's alerted. Okay, let's lead them out of this room. There's a hypo on that thing. It's almost like you can't fight anybody here without getting ganged up on. Right? Yeah, everybody's got a gun. There's always 3 people per room. Okay. I got this. I'm trying to approach this like a fighting game and not like a whatever kind of game it's trying to be. I wish he would look at me and come over here. Instead, he's gonna wait till I go into the other room and then he's gonna join me. You know, I'd rather he just come down here, face me like a, you know, like a robot or whatever. All these dudes not dropping anything. Can you believe this? Alright. Okay. Nice. Heal, buddy. Follow me, follow me. Alright, that's something. It's not a lot. But maybe I found the strat. Not the ammo I need, but I guess it's something. I guess. Okay, so there's only one more bastard to deal with in here. Might as well take that, it's got full ammo. Alright. So you just gotta play this area extremely stealthily. If you have low health, at least. Okay, sniper comes out. Guards watch on the left field. Which I didn't take out the guy on the left field, so that's a problem. That could be a problem. Yeah, I gotta get angle at least. Seem like they ain't gonna turn. Oh my god. Oh my god. The game's lagging because I got like 15 dudes around me. Okay, so I took away their guns. They have less guns now because I tossed mine off the cliff. I took away theirs. Gotta think big brains. Gotta think big brains here.
I surrender.
Better. Okay, where to next?
Hi. You might need the— Oh, no.
Well, thanks for your assistance. Thanks for your assistance.
I wonder how strong those doors are.
When I play my music, you'll need to find a way. You need to find the keys to drive it. Okay. Hello.
Now I.
Okay, I need to find the keys. I don't know where to find the keys. Where are these bullshit keys supposed to be at? Okay, that's the stairs. Now this part, I'm completely... What the hell's happening? The hell just happened? Did I just glitch the game out? You know, I don't think it spawned. I think he is... Weird as that sounds. I don't... Oh, here it is. So, because the game glitched out for whatever reason,
Striker slam! Hi. This can't be happening. No, please, no.
Over here.
shut up. Okay, well, it triggered now. Cool.
I wonder how strong
Took an extra hit because of that. Took a big ass hit because of that. What the hell?
Scanning the area. Scanning the area.
What the hell is happening?
Hey!
What is happening? What? What is the game's problem?
Striker slam! Striker slam! Scanning area.
What is the game's actual problem?
Whoa!
Ready to...
Striker
Okay, you wanna tell me what's the problem?
I don't see a buzzer. Looks like I'll have to knock.
Thank goodness, man. Yeah, I cheated a little. It's just stop the lag. Just stop the lag. That's all I care about. Just stop. You know, let me play the game. You absolutely cannot play this game on anything but PC. Emulate it, it doesn't work. It's PC or bust. And if I could get the anniversary edition to have pad support, I would absolutely play that. Who in the hell gave this ninja a shield? They need to be sued. Whoever gave that ninja a shield needs to have charges pressed against them. Eat shit, bruh. No goods. I didn't press it yet? No. I thought I pressed it already. Just get me out of this stage, please. The game, it just won't let me play.
Welcome, sister. I am very impressed with what you've been able to accomplish without drawing on the full power of your chrysalis.
You're capable of so much more. Let me show you. Glorious, isn't it? This is the future. Join me, or die like all the others, choking on dead air and foul water. I've accomplished everything our father dreamed of doing.
He dreamed of life. All you know is death.
Okay. Cool line. Can I not touch him? Since I used some codes to get here due to performance issues, I'm gonna try not to use a single heal. The title music though. So we just run around till he uses his shield. Okay, I'm gonna use one heal. And a couple of cannons. Can I go through these doors? Oh. Alright. It tries to suck you up after a while. Don't let it happen. Alright, come on. He ain't really doing anything trying to hurt me, it doesn't seem like. Unless he has a second form. Oops. That hurt. That hurt. Do the spin kicks, dog. Dog. Running away seems to trigger his shield dropping, so let's just keep doing that. Alright, let's keep running away. Drop his shield, drop his shield. So get us back. Unless there's a better way. It seems pretty simple. Don't need to overcomplicate it. Just stay the course. He runs, then he tries to make it rain. He wants to make it rain, but he ain't got no dollars, son. Okay, so he gets his damage off of you know, fall damage. all of his damage comes off of fall damage, it seems like. Come on, make it rain, make it rain. Not too bad. If I could get just that every single time, don't deal with the fall damage, we're good. He didn't finish the string. I think that was lag too. That was definitely lag involved in that. Oh my god. Hell no. Popping that hill. Popping that. Get down. Woo. Is it over? Is bruh man? I don't think he's down for the count.
When I blew the processors, I bought us some time, but at a horrible cost. The dead and the dying now line the streets, but it's impossible to deny the problem any longer. My father's work may prove to be the salvation of the afflicted after all. Mankind as we knew it is doomed. The chrysalis will change us all. Let's hope it's for the better.
Right on. So that was ONI, my ONI playthrough. I tend to do reviews immediately after I play a game, which, you know, subject to change over time, you know, whatever. But here is my immediate review of the game that I've accumulated over the 2 months that I played the game. I rank these by 3 to 4 different categories. The first one is gameplay, the second one's replayability, and the third one is presentation. And a fourth one, which is kind of just depends on what type of game it is and what ranking I think it should be thrown in there. Here's what I think of the gameplay. I feel like going into this, I had moderate to high hopes for the gameplay based on what I've seen in reviews and videos that I've chose to watch when I first started the game. And I was first diving into it and seeing the groundwork and areas that the game allows you to go and create for yourself. My hopes grew into a point where I would say that they were very high, but I feel like as time went on, as we got to the later levels and towards the end, I feel like my hopes started to outweigh what the game was actually putting out. But I don't think that that's unfair. I don't think it's unfair. I think it's just more of a realization that I came to along the way of playing the game, that I think it's still on the favorable side. I don't think it's unfavorable. I think the game is very open, is very allowing for creativity. The combat is pretty fun, you know, especially at the start, where you can mix and max, you know, the dodging and the jumping and the platforming and the, you know, the kicking and the combos, stunning, ground and pounds, back grabs and all that at the start. And then you feel like you're just getting your feet wet, and you just could dive in and make yourself a full course meal later on. Somewhere later on in the game, you'll be able to take that full course meal and make it all, you know, into a delicious dinner. And I feel like it never got to that point for me, because I noticed about halfway through the game that there was something that was critically missing from the game. Something that I just couldn't quite put a finger on it, but I've learned what it was towards the end. Input counseling. For a game like this to have combat being, you know, an extremely important part of the game, and you're going against multiple mobs of enemies, and sure that there's guns, you know, to make up for that. But as far as the strength of this game, it's not in the gunplay. The strength is not gunplay. The strength is the hand-to-hand combat. And I feel like if this game did this one thing, let's say that you have roll cancels. You have roll cancels, rolls that can cancel into melee, and melee that can cancel into rolls immediately. You know, without having to wait for your animation to finish, just immediate roll cancels. That would mean you have to time it right from the input of your strikes to make sure that you get that hit mark to come up before you roll cancel. And if you roll cancel too soon, then you don't get any attack to come out and you're just rolling just for the hell of it. So you still gotta be half precision and time it, but you get the more extreme creativity and free flow for combat that you don't quite have here. And I feel like it's weird because rolling doesn't necessarily give you any invulnerability. You know, it gives you a little bit if you time it right on the mark. It counts as a block. But it doesn't really give you much of anything. You know, if you're dealing with mobs or you're dealing with guns, it doesn't do anything for guns. So I think it's weird that rolling is so underutilized in useful tools. You're going to be using it a lot, but it's not very, very dependable. You know, and I feel like just opening up a little bit more, and that way you can actually have some combo chains going in. You do like a jab, and then you could time it, roll cancel it into another jab, and roll cancel that, you know, into a special. You could cancel the special into a roll, you know, then you actually have something more similar to I don't want to say fighting game, because, you know, but you have an element that fighting games have, which is the combo game, which is the make random thing useful, and, you know, you delve into that pot that will make people come back again and again and again and say, oh, well, I wonder what else I could do, you know, within this game that has a lot of free flow. I wonder what kind of unique situations I could get by free flowing, you know, making these unique things happen, etc., etc. I just feel like the game needed that extra push, because I feel like the game is still, as it is, even though it's trying to enforce creativity and, you know, mastering the game's combat and all that, I still feel like you're forced into playing a certain style. Yeah, and I felt that about halfway through the game. About right when you get to the rooftop level, that's when I started to feel it. Because the enemies, they start becoming, you know, they start shutting down everything, all of your options, and you gotta kind of fit into this specific style that the game wants you to go in. Otherwise, they're going to grab you out of everything. You know, they're going to dodge everything, and they're invincible, and, you know, and the game forces you to kind of aim towards gunplay and running to the next destination. And I think that just because there's so many enemies and the stages are so large, the game as it is, it's a bit tedious trying to fight every single enemy. especially when they have long range weapons that are aimbots. They aimbot the hell out of you. And so we got enemies with long range weapons that are automatically targeted to hit you at an instant. You know, these weapons don't take time. They just immediately zip towards you. Some take a little slower, but when you're dealing with these enemies that have long range weapons that can hit you across the entire map, and you have no way to dodge it, rolling doesn't protect you, there's no blocking, there's no getting away from it, you just gotta take the hits or get to cover. I feel like, you know, there's something missing there. There's something missing in that element where you got, it feels cheap. It feels cheap. I think that feels the cheapest, more so than enemies being able to grab you out of anything. I'm giving my in-depth thoughts. You know, I'm not really giving a review right now. I'm just giving my innermost thoughts for the gameplay. I feel like the gunplay is cheaper than the enemies being able to grab you out of anything that you do. Suction cup and warp you into them and grab you. That is very cheap. But I feel like there being no counterplay to long range enemies. Some enemies have moves that hover and track you down endlessly, and they're unblockable, and they just continuously loop and track you down until they hit you. And at that moment at what, stage 11, the rooftops, it was at that moment where I realized there's something that is wrong, something that's missing here, and it doesn't taste good. So while I have to give major props to the gameplay, is something that I've never really played before, you know, something that I was very interested in, and you know, I'll still come back to it someday, you know, trying to up my performance and up my game, make stuff happen, because that is very fun. But once you get to that halfway point, it feels like the game turns into something else, and you start to realize what's missing, and it becomes more apparent, and then it almost feels like the game doesn't want you to play it anymore. It's like you just run, you know, do something different. Don't get deep into the combat. We don't want you to get deep into the combat, and that's kind of due to the ninjas as well, but I don't want to really put it too much on that, because maybe I could just improve on my performance in that area. But it does feel like the enemy designs later on in the game, they become a bit of a fun block, where they stop you from doing everything that the game is giving you, all the upgrades. They kind of feel useless, and I just feel like the most useful thing is the triple punch, for me at least while playing on hard. Maybe on normal it's a bit different, and you know, things are more viable, but on hard, from when I was playing, doing anything other than the triple punch just got you immediately grabbed, insta-grabbed. That's my assessment of the gameplay overall. That was a bit long-winded. Sorry if it was overly long-winded. But yeah, I feel like that element is missing, whether it's roll canceling, whether it's a counter to long-range weapons, or whether it's something as simple as a throw break. A throw break. There's gotta be something to counter the throws. There's gotta be a counter for everything. But as it is, it's like the environments are the counterplay to guns. Throws are the counterplays to guns. And running away. You know, those seem to be your best options. And other than that, you just gotta eat the long range weapons whenever they come up, and they come up very frequently. And you gotta eat the instant grabs because there's no grab break. And yeah. So overall, I say early on in the game, my gameplay experience, if I were to give it a number, I say the first half, the first 9 to 10 stages would be an 8.2, an 82 gameplay. Chapter 11 through 14, and I say that the gameplay felt closer to a 5.0 4. So if I were to split that down the middle, that would be a 68 gameplay. But I don't believe that's a 68. I don't believe the gameplay is a 68. Not at all. I would have to say the gameplay is overall, I'll give it a 78. I'll give it a 78 gameplay. As far as adventure games go, I'd give combat an 87. But add in everything else, gunplay, what you're doing in the game, how you progress, the enemies you fight, how the enemies interact with you, how you interact with the enemies, how the stages interact, you know, and all this and all that. 78 gameplay. I think the presentation is kind of on the low end of everything. It's a bit weird. The presentation is definitely nothing to brag about. One thing that I'm confused about is they often use these player portraits. You know, it feels kind of ridiculous. Like, I feel like if they just went with the talking on the field without the character portrait overlay, I feel like it would have translated better. You know, I wonder why they didn't just stick to one, you know, decision. They kind of flip-flop back and forth. You know, they do portraits, and sometimes they do just plain on the field, just plain character models with text overlapping. The cutscenes are pretty cool though. The player character models, they move very smoothly. Probably the smoothest PlayStation 2 game I've ever seen. I don't know, I give presentation, I guess I give it a 63. We'll do 64. Presentation 64. Next is replayability. Now here's where games are make or break for me. Replayability is what can make a game last the test of time. Even if the game isn't great by technicalities or standards, it can still be fun and something that you go back to over again and again and again, and in the end of the day, that's what really matters. I definitely enjoyed my time playing it. I definitely can see myself dabbling around with all the codes, and you know, there's character selection through cheat codes, game modes where you could alter the way the physics works when you attack an enemy. Yeah, there's various codes in there that you could do to try to spice things up. I feel like there's a lot of brain space that's allowed in ONI. I'm anticipating the time that I come back to playing this game to try and dabble around with all of those. For ONI, replayability is an 81. I give it an 81 for all the reasons I've just mentioned, and for all the reasons for why these scores aren't, you know, any higher. We're gonna have to go and throw it into this 4th ranking. The 4th ranking, which I believe is deserved to be included into this. I always use my 4th rankings to try to tie into my overall experience with the games. My 4th ranking for ONI is going to be performance, and you can probably guess where we're going with here. I bought it on PlayStation 2. I was expecting to play it, you know, on a hard copy. I read people saying that the game was unplayable on PS2. They never said why. I played it on PS2, and I understand why. The game has major frame rate issues. When too many enemies gather on screen, or when the map opens up too much and you turn your camera towards the open spots in the map, it's almost like there's a memory leak in the game somewhere, and the frames become so unbearable. It's honestly the worst frame rate I've ever experienced while playing a video game. If you play it on PS2, and you're going to see that, you're going to see massive frame drops in the training section, in the opening stage, and I'm talking about where it starts looking like a slideshow. You're getting one picture every half a second. You're getting one picture. You know, it gets bad. So I decided I would, instead of playing it on a hard copy, I'll play it on emulator. Played it. It works much better on emulation. And that was the way it was for the first like 4 to 5 stages. I kind of noticed that, like, my gameplay style, I have to stick to a certain style, because if I try to finish a stage quickly, if I try to ninja it up, sneak past, one pass, you know, pay the pacifist route and not fight every single enemy that is put on each map, because there are tons, the game would just freak out, you know. And it got to that point where it was just as bad as the PS2 hard copy, even through emulation. And it only got worse as more enemies start piling up on later stages, and it kept progressively getting worse and worse, and to the point where there was stage 11, the rooftop stage, where I just couldn't tell what was happening. You know, my button inputs stopped coming out, you know, and that becomes a problem because I can't run, I can't fight. Now it's just like trial and error, trying to battle the performance more so than trying to win in the game. And I started wishing that I played the anniversary edition and the PC version of the game, which I have. I just don't have pad support, and that's the reason why I didn't play it. Last stage in particular, chapter 14, it was so bad that I couldn't even finish it. Like from the very start of the stage to the very end of the stage, except for the final boss, I couldn't play it. You know, it was lagging, frame drops, slideshow right from the start all the way to the final boss. I had to use cheats, use health potions, you know, I just had to give myself some cheats just so I could get through it, because it was ridiculous and because it was tainting the way that I felt about the game. And I had mostly positive reception for the game up until dealing with these performance issues. So if I were to rate performance, ranking specifically, I'm catering towards ONI. I give performance I'm going to combine PS2 and the emulation, so it's just going to be a bit higher than what I actually think. A 22 is probably the lowest score that I've ever given anything on this channel so far. A 22. If I were to rank the PS2 by itself, it would probably be like a 14. So if we were to add all of those up and get ourselves a final score, our total score for ONI is a 61. As I mentioned, the first half of the game I felt completely different. Definitely more positive. Now obviously on PC, performance issues don't really exist as far as I'm aware of, so this doesn't concern PC, you know, so this concerns specifically the PlayStation 2 version of the game. If I were to give you my first half of the game, gameplay, which I had at 78, I would have given it an 85. Presentation, I had it at 64, probably stay at 64. Playability, I had it 81. It would probably have been in 96. Performance, which I scored at a 22, I would have put at a 61. And that turns out into a 76. The lion's share of the game, which is more or less up until stage 10 on PS2. Now I have other gripes with the game as well, or you know, we ever call them gripes for why the gameplay was low. The game towards the end of the game, their difficulty is just throwing a lot of mobs of enemy towards you, which in turn causes performance issues. But regardless of the performance issues, throwing mobs of enemies at the player and giving them all long-range weapons for the most part, which have no counterplay other than take them out before they take you out, in a game that is mostly a hand-to-hand, feet-to-feet combat experience, and to turn it into a gunplay, no real counterplay experience, it feels like a missing identity. And with there being multiple targets of enemies and there being no real way to clear multiple mobs off of you, just a missed opportunity, I guess. And that's something that I feel like the guard counseling alone, the role counseling alone could have helped fix and alleviate having, being able to break out of special moves, being able to even break out of gunplay. Shoot a shot, roll cancel, uppercut, roll cancel the uppercut while your enemy's still in the air, and then you do your combo, and being able to do something like that all in a swift motion that requires skill and reflexes in a game like this, especially when they throw mobs of enemies at you. You could kind of mix in mob control moves. If this review, for whichever reason, you take a dislike to, my apologies. I'm not trying to attack the game, I'm not trying to attack anything. I'm trying to give a fair perspective that I had. I'm not trying to bash or to say that you're this or that for liking the game. I like the game myself. This isn't an attack on anything. This is my experience and how I honestly feel. I'm giving my honest feeling towards this game, because honesty begets room for improvement. You don't want a bunch of yes men or yes women not addressing any issues, and then when it comes time for a next addition to the project, you repeat the same errors or the same mistakes and you don't improve on anything. I'm just giving my honest take for the project. I enjoyed the project. I enjoyed the game. There's issues with it, and I want there to be more games from this IP. I want more games with this IP. I feel like if you have all these extra things that could counterplay all the things that are in the game. So again, hopefully you guys have a wonderful time. Hopefully you had a wonderful time. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your days, and I thank you for tuning in and putting up with. May peace be with. Always keep your heads up. Deuces, don't suppose adios. Stay cool. And if you like this content, be sure to show some love. But always be sure to show that love to the people who matter to you. We need a lot of things. We need a second game, damn it. We need a second game and a first game. We need something. This game is something that I want to see come back and better than what it is. I said it before, this game is too fun to have the issues that it has. It never had a chance to be successful based on the issues alone that it released with. And if they improve that, make it more of a focus on, the combat, hand-to-hand combat. But if you must throw in the gunplay, try to make the gunplay mix in with the combat. Let's have wall splats where you can knock an enemy into the wall and they splat on the wall and they get stunned for a little bit. Grenade launchers that shoot an enemy so sky high into the air that allows you to get a running start and catch them out of the air and grab them and give them a tombstone onto the ground. And weaponries that complement the gameplay that you intended for the game to be. And let's not have two different games trying to mix together and ultimately coming into some weird mixture. You got some spinach on one side and then you got some pancakes on the other, and you got too much going on here. Focus in on something, and this game could be something that lasts the test of time. But as is, it's a forgotten gem. I've mixed all of that into my outro. Be cool. Much love. Deuces.